Hey, I'm Nick Symmonds. You may know me as a two-time Olympic runner, or you may know me as the CEO of the energy gum company, Run Gum. I absolutely love connecting with my followers, and I really like to answer their questions. I answer every single question DM'd to me over on Instagram, and each week I pick one of those to answer here on YouTube. If I decide to use your question, I'll send you a free autographed box of Run Gum. Let's get to today's question. Hey Nick, hope all is well. I just watched your Truth About Alcohol video, and it's making me wonder if the circumstances are similar with smoking or using cannabis. If you run, can you smoke? Great question, and the video that this person is referring to is my video from last week, The Truth About Alcohol and Athletic Performance. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it right here. One of my most popular videos. No surprises there. People like to drink, people like to run. Naturally, people want to know, can you drink and be a successful runner at the same time? If you're curious, check that video out. Now, as far as smoking weed goes, let me start by saying marijuana is a federally illegal drug. Yes, it's legal in many states, but it is a federally illegal drug, and I am a rule follower for the most part. I'm a rule follower, so I would strongly say don't smoke weed because it's federally illegal. It won't be that way for long, but we're not getting into the illegalities or the legalities of marijuana in this conversation. We're talking about athletic performance and marijuana. And so, first off, smoking anything is going to be bad for your lungs. There's a lot of other carcinogens and tar and God knows what else is in smoke, but you don't want that in your lungs. You need your lungs to absorb oxygen. Anytime you put trash in your lungs, it's going to prevent them from being able to perform optimally. So that's what I'll say first off about smoking, but of course there's a lot of ways to get the actives from the marijuana in edibles, in topicals, in vaping, things that are a lot better for you than just pure smoking. For the purpose of this discussion, let's talk about alternatives to smoking. So when you're smoking weed, particularly what you're looking for is the THC and some of the CBD and the other cannabinoids. Full transparency, as always with this channel, I have smoked weed a handful of times before. It is legal in the state of Oregon. And I think Eugene has more dispensaries per capita than any other city in the United States. So way to go, Eugene. I don't like being high. I don't enjoy that feeling. I like the buzz of alcohol, as you guys probably understood from my last video, but I don't enjoy the feeling of being high. I find it's very uncomfortable. I end up just eating a lot of Taco Bell and getting super paranoid. That's not fun to me, so I'll try for this discussion to keep my bias out of it, because I know there are people out there that do like smoking weed. And believe it or not, there's a lot of athletes out there that like smoking weed, not just recreationally, but from a performance standpoint too. In my 20s, I dated a girl, a very elite athlete, mind you, that liked to smoke before she lifted. She said that it made her feel more in tune with her body, that she could feel every sinewy muscle when she was lifting high. And I've never tried it, but it made me want to try it because this was a very, very successful athlete. Similarly, ultra runners like to do it for the same reason. They find that it numbs the pain. It gives them a sense of appetite, which is something they might need at mile 70 or 80 or God knows how long ultra runners are running these days. And it numbs the nausea, right? So oftentimes there's nausea. So they find that a little bit of THC or marijuana can actually help them alleviate some of those aches and pains. Similarly, runners, when they get done running, sometimes will turn to CBD or THC to help reduce with inflammation. And I think that certainly from the CBD side, there's a lot of studies to prove that. If you're going to choose to use a drug to reduce inflammation, there's a lot of arguments why something natural like marijuana could be used as an alternative to something not natural like Advil or Tylenol. Now there's also an argument that the high from marijuana is very similar to the high from running. So you talk about a runner's high. What is this? Well, I'm going to read this from a recent Runner's World article, and I will actually link a couple articles in the description below, because these are really, really good, well thought out pieces of journalism on this subject. THC has a comparable effect to what would be called a runner's high. And by that I mean the neurotransmitter system that marijuana hijacks is the cannabinoid system. The CB1 and CB2 receptors, the main targets of THC, also downregulate frontal cortex functions, so the effect on the brain is similar, though the method is different. So you talk about that flow state, you talk about the runner's high, very similar to, in some people's opinion, and they make a good case for it here, very similar to the high that you'll feel when you're on marijuana. So putting that all back together, are there some pros? Yeah, it sounds like there are. Are there some cons? Certainly. I think there is, other than it being federally illegal, I think the biggest con of all, why you should not use weed, smoke marijuana, THC in general, is the simple fact that the NCAA and the IAAF ban THC in and out of competition. So I know a lot of you are aspiring professional runners, you're running in college, maybe you're running in high school. Just stay away from it for the plain fact that if you pop positive for it, you're going to get reprimanded. That could be as simple as, a few months out or years out, or even in some cases, getting your Olympic medal stripped. Just don't mess around with it simply because it's still banned in and out of competition. So that's my 2 cents on it. I'd love to know what your guys' take on it. I know a lot more people are smoking weed in states where it's legalized now, and I'm sure some people really find benefits for it and enjoy it. I am super curious to learn more about that. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to know my thoughts on alcohol, a drug that I do like a lot and one that I use probably too often, check out this video right here. If you like that one, like this video, like any of my videos, do me a huge favor, hit this subscribe button right here. Coming out with new videos every single week. And of course, if you do want to get a hand autographed box of Run Gum, the variety box at rungum.com, I hand autograph them all. They are for sale right there. I'll link that in the description below too. Thank you guys for another great Ask Nick. I'll see you next Monday.